Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. I'm really happy with how it turned out as far as a kind of clockworky looking design, all kind of strung out on one central line here. My favorite clockworky elements are these like little hands of the clock here, which are just totally optional embellishments on these lines. They don't affect the translation. So long as we have lines there, they're good. And this kind of like gear shape here, which is just a circle, but I just put those gear marks there to kind of help spread around the clocky goodness. Plus, I like how these three lines look kind of like that winding device. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to reading this design. So you read this script starting at the bottom and going counterclockwise, like a time traveler going back in time. And that's noted right here in the guide. That means our first letter is this one right here. And when figuring out what letter is what letter, you start by looking at the letter stem, so the main base shape of the letter. And letter stems have four different shapes: deep divots, circles inside the word circles, shallow divots, and circles on the line of the word circle. So this first letter here is a completed circle, so it's one of these two, and it's completed inside our word circle, because here's our word circle, and that makes it go in this row. So we have a letter in this row, and now we have to figure out what modifiers are on it. So there are dot modifiers like these, and line modifiers like these, and dots count when they're closest to a letter stem, and then lines count when they end on a letter stem. So these three actually go here with this shallow divot, leaving no dots on this letter, making it a J with no modifiers. And then we have vowels. Vowels are these smaller circles, and they have different positions depending on what vowel they are and if they're attached on the consonant stems. So if we look at our consonant stem here again, we see it's right on the line of that letter stem. And if we follow that brown one down, we see that is an O. So this would be the letter O. And that also means we have two letters stacked on top of each other. So in that same row, so vowels and consonants in this row can be stacked. And let me zoom into these rules. Letters with the same stem can be stacked, so anything in these rows can be stacked. And consonants are read before vowels. Okay, that's the rule we need, so we know that the J comes before the O. And then we have this next consonant, continuing counterclockwise. It's got 1, 2, 3 dots on it, like that, and it has a shallow divot shape. So this shape right here, and that makes it an R. And then we have a G, a deep divot with no modifiers, with one line modifier here. And then an E, right in the middle of it. So this red one here. So Jorge. And then we continue to our next word. And this one's a bit trickier because we have this big letter stack right here. And we'll get to that at the end of the word because, again, we start at the bottom with this letter. And it's another completed circle, but instead of this one being inside the word circle, it's on the line of the word circle. So we're in the bottom row here. And there are 1, 2 dots, making it a Y. And then we have this vowel, and it's outside our word circle, making it an A. And then we have this deep divot here with one line ending on it here, and that same line ends again right here. So because this same line ends twice, and lines count where they end on a letter stem, that would count for 2 lines, because ending here and ending here. So that would be an H. Then we continue around to this letter stack. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my text tool here and write down the letters as we read them so we can order them later. So in this design, we have this outer circle with 1, 2, 3 dots, making it a 3-dot L. So everything is in this row. So we have the L with the 3 dots, and we have 1, 2, 3 lines on this M. And then we have this vowel, which has a line going inwards towards the center of our word circle. And that would be an N. Okay, and then wait, why did I say an N? An N, this would be an N if it weren't. It's an I. It's a vowel. So vowels, little guys, has a line going inwards to the middle of the word circle, like that green one, making it an I. Okay, so let's go to our rules, letter stacking. So consonants are read before vowels, so let's get that vowel at the end. Lovely. Okay, and then we have our consonants. So they're read thin to thick, so this thick line here, that one has the 3 dots, which is the L, which means our M is first. So that would be the M-L-I. But there's one more rule. Each slash through a vowel moves it up 1 letter in the stack. So here we have a slash through our vowel. So this line in the middle of it. So there's no line here, but there is a line here. That moves our I up 1 letter in the stack. So that would be an M-I-L. So this would be M here, this thin one, I, this medium one, and then the L one here. Well, you don't have to have the vowels have their thickness match their position in the order. I think it kind of helps with legibility to have the thin to thick pattern kind of continue throughout the design. So M-I-L. So altogether we have Y-A-H-M-I-L, which is our next name. And then our last name here. So starting at the bottom of this circle, if this were treated as a sentence circle, you'd want to start with this name and then this name. But if we were continuing this line, you'd start with this name and this name. So that is a little bit of ambiguity there as far as the sentence circle not lining up with the word circle here. But the way that this is read, okay, so I did this because this is a hyphenated name. We have first name hyphen next name, and this right here, this triple line, is the hyphen. So like that. And since that hyphen is right at the start of this word, that's another hint that this is the second word. So it's hyphen M-A-S-S-A-N-E-T, or it's C-A-P-P-I-N. So sorry, I don't have these names memorized, so I'm kind of going just by the reading here. So they're also names, so names are a bit trickier anyway. So this is our first name here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 dots, making it a C. And then we have the O inside our word circle, so like that. Then we have a double line, and these two are the same thickness, so it's the same letter twice. So same thickness is same letter, that rule written right there. And then we have the I line going towards the middle, and there's this one line from the I and this one line from the S ending on this double P, and then we have the N here. And it's important that this line continues through and ends on the word circle, not on the N again, otherwise it would be another P. So we have a C-O-P-P-I-N, so Copen, and then our next name, hyphen, all within this big circle. 1, 2, 3 lines on this M. A, this is another double letter because of that double line. 1, 2, 3 lines attached to it. 3 lines makes that an S. Here's another A outside our word circle. And then we have an N with 1 line on it here, and an E here. And this doesn't count as a slash because it is the line from the S, and the slash has to be its own independent line. It can't be part of like a word circle or a letter stem or a modifier that goes through it. It has to be its own line. You can line it up with other lines like I did here, but it has to be its own slash to make it count as a vowel slash. Anyway, then we have a T, shallow divot, no modifiers, and that would be that design. So we have a Jorgeyah, then we have the M-I-L, then we have C-O-P-P-I-N, then we have a hyphen M-A-T-T-A-N-E-T. So yeah, that would be that design, and I hope you're really happy with it. I love how it looks myself.